Well, that was something else. The 49ers, that was a thorough butt whooping. They beat Bears on Monday Night Football 32-7, and I'll be honest, they caught me off guard with that performance. I thought they had a chance. I thought Colin Kaepernick could do some good things, but they really surprised me. To quote the immortal Roddy Piper, just when you think you know the answers, I change the questions. Colin Kaepernick put together just a phenomenal performance. In the first half, he was 12 of 15 for 184 yards and a touchdown, and he was hitting his passes left and right. He had a couple big plays early on that really seemed to settle him down right off the bat. His first touchdown came on a short 3-yard play-action pass to Vernon Davis, which was actually set up by a big 57-yard catch-and-run to Kyle Williams. The thing with Kaepernick really all night long was that he was willing to, maybe, I wouldn't even say it was really gamble a little bit more, but he was willing to go downfield a little bit more. This Bears defense was stacking the box against him throughout the first quarter, and he burned them. They were putting 8-9 men in the box, and he was finding his receivers, dropping passes over their shoulders with ease. We saw that on the Vernon Davis touchdown. We saw him scramble around on Michael Crabtree's touchdown in the third quarter. He was able to really just drop one right in there. And as Kaepernick was really kind of getting his ease and really taking advantage of the defense, that's when the running game kicked in. As Kaepernick was starting to really hit his receivers, the Bears had to adjust, and that softened up the middle of the field, softened up the front seven, and the 49ers went to town. Frank Gore had a solid performance. Kendall Hunter had a 14-yard touchdown run that really highlighted just how much the Bears defense struggled. By the time Hunter had his touchdown, they really had been softened up, and he broke some tackles, and really had little trouble getting to the end zone. And really, that was the story of the day for the offense. As I mentioned before, Crabtree had the touchdown early in the third quarter, and Kaepernick, he kind of quieted down in the third quarter, in part because there just really wasn't a need for the big plays anymore. They could kind of cut back to the run, and that really opened the door for the 49ers defense to just unload on poor Jason Campbell. It was a rough day for Jason Campbell. He ended up 14 of 22 for 107 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Really, the interceptions were set up by Aldon Smith just having his way with the Bears offensive line. Aldon Smith finished the game with 5.5 sacks to move him into the NFL lead with 15 sacks on the season. He entered the game with 9.5, blew past Von Miller to take the lead. It's interesting to note that Aldon Smith at this point has 29 sacks through his first 26 games of play. That actually is third on the all-time list for most sacks through their first 2 seasons. Reggie White had 31, Derrick Thomas had 30. What's crazy about that is White and Thomas did that through their first 2 full seasons, so approximately 32 games. Aldon Smith still has 6 more games on this regular season, and what's to stop him from piling on another, why not get past 20 sacks? I mean, with 6 games left, I could see him getting 22, 23 sacks at this rate. He really showed a wide array of skills in getting his sacks. They lined him up all around the line, left, center, and right. On one sack, you saw him absolutely just bull rush the line and push the opposing offensive lineman right into Jason Campbell to force the sack. We saw some other times where he was just kind of slipping through, showing his speed. He really is just a complete pass rusher. The 49ers moved him into a full-time outside linebacker role, and he has not slipped in his pass rushing skills. He may be the most complete pass rusher in the NFL right now. The big thing with the pass rush also is that it softened up Jason Campbell to the point where he was just trying to get rid of the ball, and that led to the turnovers. He ended up throwing 2 interceptions on the day as Terrell Brown and Deshaun Goldson both picked off passes. And the thing is, if you watch those passes, especially the one to Goldson, that was just right to him, as Campbell kind of was throwing off his back feet and just trying to get rid of the ball as he was just getting drilled in the backfield. And it just made these interceptions way too easy. And you give the 49ers those kind of opportunities, and they're going to take advantage of them. The 49ers ended up winning 32-7, thanks in part to the fact that the Bears they could not do anything on offense. They could not get creative. They got the 1 touchdown, but even that came thanks to kind of a bogus penalty against Aldon Smith involving pushing a player in the back. But for the most part, the Bears couldn't get anything going on the ground, through the air, nothing, and it was just a thorough demolition Now as we sort of look ahead, the 49ers are really in prime position. With that win, they move ahead of the Bears by a half game to where they're now in the number 2 seed behind the 9-1 Atlanta Falcons. The other big thing is that the Bears now actually drop into a tie with the Green Bay Packers in the NFC North. The Bears have lost to the Packers once, and they'll meet again. So they're in trouble of really just battling for the wild card at this point. But for now, the 49ers have that number 2 seed. With the tiebreakers really aren't going to matter, barring an unexpected tie by the Packers or one of the other teams. But right now, 49ers are in the driver's seat to get home field through the first round, or get a bye through the first round and get home field in the second round. So if they can keep it up, they head out to New Orleans next week in a huge matchup against kind of a revived Saints team. Saints are 5-5. The big question will be, is it going to be Colin Kaepernick or is it going to be Alex Smith starting at quarterback? After the game, Jim Harbaugh basically said that he was going to go with the hot hand, but that he thought he had 2 hot hands right now. I know a lot of people would disagree with that at this moment, but I don't know, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to try and figure out what exactly is going to happen at the quarterback position. I honestly have no idea. I mean, Kaepernick played phenomenally, but at the same time, they've won with Smith, so your guess is as good as mine who's going to be the starting quarterback. Of course, we'll be here all week getting you ready for 49ers Saints and updating the quarterback situation, so make sure and check back, and we'll have some updates over at Niners Nation and also at the Niners Nation YouTube channel at youtube.com/SBN Niners Nation, so make sure and subscribe.